Meet Elena, the only woman in the world working on frozen ships in temperatures so extreme that most people can't even step outside. For 15 years, she has spent her winters clearing ice from ships trapped in Yakutsk frozen river. She has to clear the ice to access the machinery underneath the ships that needs repair. Her job is crucial. These ships must be repaired during winter so they are ready to bring supplies as soon as the ice melts. With no railway and a massive river cutting the city off, ships are the only way to deliver food, fuel, and other essentials. Since summer is the only time for transporting supplies, ship maintenance has to be done in the brutal cold of winter. Elena works from sunrise to sunset in temperatures as low as -50 degrees Celsius, with no weekends, no breaks. In this frozen world, her job never stops.
В 9-м году я приехала, в 10-м я пришла работать на завод, и там вот начали, увидела зимой, как вымораживают. Я посмотрела, пошла к начальнику, спросила, можно мне попробовать? Он так на меня посмотрел, говорит, ну хочешь, попробуй. Я попробовала, получилось, понравилось, и все, и больше я с этого дня ни разу не останавливалась, каждый год. Мне нравится очень даже.
Once winter locks the vessels in place, there is no time to waste. When the ice melts in spring, these ships must be ready to haul thousands of tons of cargo across Yakutia. Every lost day of shipping means remote villages risk running out of food, fuel, and supplies. Elena knows the urgency. She works tirelessly to clear ships from thick layers of ice so they can be repaired. The work is tough and precise. All the crucial parts that need to be repaired, including the propellers, rudders, and other essential machinery, are trapped beneath thick ice under the ship. To reach them, Elena cuts tunnels beneath the ships. The process is slow and physically exhausting. Every movement drains a lot of energy in the extreme cold. There are no breaks, no warm shelters. If she stops, she freezes. If she goes inside, her clothes get wet, and stepping back out in this cold could be deadly. After just 20 minutes outside, my camera team started to feel the cold creeping in. You could see how quickly the harsh temperature take their toll.
Да, ну одеваться надо соответственно, надо что-то такое, чтобы дышало тело. Самое главное валенки. Валенки это прям незаменимая выморщика. Мы раньше вообще не грелись. У нас есть время на улице с термоса там попить чай, но горячий чай уже нельзя пить. Вот он так как зубы начинают трескаться, это больно. Мы только вот такой чуть теплый, либо уже холодную воду. Пить обязательно надо, потому что ты же, соответственно, потеешь. А туалета нет. И мужикам-мужчинам, конечно, это проще. Они где угодно спрятались, а вот мне проблематично. Да, мне приходится куда-то там. Но это, соответственно, у меня комбинезон внутри, это надо снимать куртку. Это очень холодно. Поэтому, ну и в принципе, когда потеешь, вот это время с утра и до вечера не хочется и не ходишь. Потому что опять-таки вот с потом все уходит. Мы привыкли с детства, мы родились здесь, поэтому как-то нам это, видимо, уже передается уже генетически, наверное. Но сплюну, я не болею. С сердцем были проблемы, сейчас вот, видимо, кардионагрузка вот это вот, да, у меня вот, тоже не сглазить бы, но все хорошо. Здоровье.
Elena's work is not just exhausting, it's dangerous. She uses heavy, sharp tools to break apart thick layers of ice. One wrong move and she could injure herself badly. But the real danger lies beneath. If she cuts slightly too deep, pressurized water can burst like a fountain, refreezing the tunnels she spent days clearing. In an instant, all her hard work could be wiped away, and worse, the icy water could trap her inside. Every cut must be precise. There is no room for mistakes.
Я со всего размаху не рассчитала и ударила себе по ноге и проткнула прямо палец. Да, было очень много крови, и, соответственно, ноги немножко примерзшие были. Я боль-то не почувствовала, но почувствовала хлюпанье в валенках. Так, ну еще что, протыкали. Я, да, чуть не прилипла в майне. Хорошо, у меня был рядом напальник. От железа, получается, пошла вода. Случайно проткнули, пошла вода, и я прилипла к этому. И вот если бы не было рядом напарника, ну, на минуты идет, как бы, да, вода прибывает. Либо ты успеешь снять, но когда ты мокрый, и еще если паника у тебя, то освободиться не так уж и просто.
Elena earns around $1,000 per ship. Her full work takes about half month, and in single winter she manages to repair 6 ships. That's $6,000 for several months of grueling labor in temperatures most people would not last an hour in. When the ice finally melts and the river comes back to life, Elena's work isn't over. She switches job, becoming a crane operator, loading and unloading the very ships she spent the winter repairing. The season changes, but the work never stops. Elena has 5 children, and everything she does for them.
Для этого тоже.
After a long, exhausting day, Elena returns home where more work awaits. Her first priority is warming the house. With no central heating, she relies on coal to keep the cold at bay. Heating the stove twice a day is essential, once in the morning before she leaves for work and again in the evening when she returns. But even with the stove burning steadily, the house struggles to retain heat. During the coldest days, when temperatures can dip below minus 50 degrees Celsius, the house never quite feels warm enough. The walls, windows, and floors remain chilled, and the air always carries a bite of frost. The task of feeding the stove is a constant one. Coal is expensive, and Elena must carefully ration it to make sure the fire lasts through the night. Once the house is warm enough, she turns her attention to her animals. In her small barn, Elena cares for her goats and chickens, keeping them sheltered from the harsh winter. Elena's routine is fixed, shaped by the cold and her responsibilities. From checking on her animals, to maintaining her car, to ensuring that every corner of her home is functioning properly despite the freezing conditions. Time for rest is a luxury she simply can't afford. Elena grew up in a small village in Yakutia, where work wasn't a choice, it was a way of survival. Her first job was a dairy farm worker, milking cows before sunrise. From there, she took on whatever work she could find: farm worker, lab assistant, cleaner, and even a pastry chef. But life was not easy. In 2009, Elena made the hardest decision of her life. She left her village with her children, escaping a broken marriage. She packed up what little she had and headed to a small town near Yakutsk. She had no plan, no job waiting, just a desperate need for a fresh start. She worked wherever she could, slowly rebuilding her life. As a mother, Elena's daily life is a constant balancing act. After hours of grueling work in the cold, she returned home to care for her youngest daughter, just 7 years old. Her older 4 children are already grown and have families of their own, and Elena is proud that through hard work with no weekends or breaks, she raised them all on her own. Despite the exhaustion weighs heavily on her, she never shows it. Her daughter needs her, and Elena's love for her family gives her the strength to continue. Every day she is not just a worker, she is a mother, making sure her daughter is fed, educated, and loved. Elena dreams for her children. She dreams of a future where they don't have to fight the cold in the same way she does. She hopes her daughter will one day have choices, opportunities, and a life that is not defined by the freezing temperatures of Yakutia.
Мы уголь покупаем, у нас вода привозная, мы воду привозим, покупаем, свет дорогой, мы его платим, и все это, как бы, у меня зарплаты не хватает, и мне нужно где-то еще зарабатывать. И мы это зарабатываем, чтобы вот прожить эту зиму. Самая главная, огромная мечта – это купить квартиру. Это единственная и самая заветная сейчас мечта – купить квартиру и жить достойно уже с пропиской. И, соответственно, приходишь домой и отдохнуть. У нас пока такого нету роскоши. У нас приходишь и вот топить печку, чтобы хоть как-то облегчить хотя бы стирку. Я всегда стирала руками. Это очень тяжело после такого труда еще приходить. Вот поэтому у меня мечта, чтобы была квартира. Ну и с детьми хотя бы вот разок куда-то и съездить, отдохнуть. Ну, я думаю, когда-то сбудется. Это вот мечта.
Elena's story deeply moved me, a reminder of the quiet heroes who faced the impossible day in and day out. In every corner of the world, there are people like Elena living lives that are shaped by the extreme challenges and hardships we often don't see. We all have different paths, different struggles, but it's these everyday heroes who remind us of the strength of the human spirit. Elena's story is a powerful testament to resilience and determination, showing that no matter the challenges we face, hard work and persistence can help us push forward and never give up.